Facade Games published a title that I thought was pretty cool. Let's see what you think. Bristol 1350. This is a 1 to 9 player game, ages 13 and up, and should take you about 20 to 40 minutes to play. The dreaded Black Death has descended upon the town of Bristol. You are racing down the streets in one of the 3 available apple carts, desperate to escape into the safety of the countryside. If your cart is the first to leave the town and it's full of only healthy villagers when you leave, you and your fellow cartmates successfully escape and win the game. However, some villagers on your cart may already have the plague. They are hiding their early symptoms from you so that they can enjoy their last few days in peace. If you leave town with a plagued villager on your cart, you will catch the plague. You must do whatever is necessary to make sure that that doesn't happen. On the surface, Bristol 1350 is part cooperative teamwork, part racing strategy, and part social deduction. In reality, it's a selfish scramble to get yourself out of town as quickly as possible without the plague by any means necessary. The game comes in a magnetic book box and includes a rubber mat, 9 wooden pawns, 3 miniature carts, 6 rat apple dice, a linen bag, and 64 cards. The deluxe version adds 6 coins, 6 cards, and 3 metal carts. This standalone game is Volume 4 in the Dark Cities series by Facade Games, following Salem 1692, Tortuga 1667, and Deadwood 1876. A nice little dark game. It caught my attention because of that. And it kept my attention because I kept seeing things I liked about it. I mean, I love the morbid fun, don't get me wrong, but there has to be something a little bit more than that in a game, right? I mean, it's fun to have a game about the Black Plague. It can be a little reminiscent of Monty Python, if you will. Bring out your dead. I feel like going for a walk. I'm feeling much better. It has that feel to it, a little bit of a fun feel, you know, and dark games with a fun feel, I don't know, seem a little darker and seem a little more fun at the same time. It does have a large player count, which is good if it doesn't bog down the playing time, and I haven't been reading that as a detraction yet from the game, so I'm assuming it is not a big deal on player downtime. And on the other hand, looking at it in the other direction, it plays one player as well. Yes, you can also solo. You can also solo this game. I like games that have that option. It's always nice, you know, maybe at the last minute, game day can't happen, people can't show up, or maybe you just find some time on your hands and you want a quick game or something. Hey, you know, it's a great way to learn the rules of a game. If you run a solo game a couple of times before game day starts and your gang shows up, then when they sit down to play, you're going to have a pretty darn good handle on the rules. So there's multiple reasons why solo playing in a game works. So I always like seeing that. Social deduction aspects in games are something that I've definitely enjoyed over the years, and I don't ever see losing that sensation of fun that I get from social deduction games. So having another one in the collection, I could do that. I could definitely do that. That's something that may very well happen, depending on how much more I find out about this. Now, the components of this game, everything from the cards that are being played to the carts filled with your little meeple people. It all looks great. The board looks good too. I mean, and overall, it doesn't take up a huge footprint on the table. I mean, that's another good thing. That's another thing that's always a bonus for me. I always like to look at, you know, how much room is it going to take up? And this doesn't take up a lot. So great components, beautiful looking board, not a huge footprint. Yeah, it's the kind of game that you can travel with, that you can pick up, you can take with you easily and drop down and start playing. All those are great things to have attributed to a game, I think. Beautiful, awesome. Now, I've played quite a few race games in my time. I've played quite a few social deduction games in my time as well. But I am pretty damn sure that I've never played a social deduction race game. This is going to be a first. If this moves, and I think it might, if this moves from my gaming radar to the actual getting it for the shelves and the table, this will be a first. I'm positive it must be. Yes, it'll be the first time that I've ever played or much less owned a racing social deduction game. So all these things together, I mean, this is looking better and better to me. Every time I read something, every time I see something, it's just piling more on the side of the fence of, yep, you're going to get this, as opposed to the, nope, you're never going to see this side of the fence. Can you tell how fast I'm talking about it? So I've been having a lot of fun, but don't listen to a disembodied voice like me. Don't listen to some floating head that may be telling you something on another video about this. You know what I'm going to do? Final decision maker here. I'm going to go watch some playthroughs. That's always the best way to determine if you're going to have fun with a game or not. Watch some playthroughs. Then you can make your decision. But go get some more information on Bristol 1350.